Here we go again. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, man, I want to talk to you guys about the importance of keeping your circle small, keeping your inner circle small, and cutting out negativity in your life, and why that is important for you to continue to grow, you to continue to develop into the man or woman that you are trying to be, in order to continue to not only improve your life, but improve the other people's lives who matter to you the most. And it's important for you to cut out those people who are bringing you down. Important for you to keep those people out, because they will bring you down, and then you will start to bring other people down, because you are a product of the people you surround yourself around, and you are a product of what you intake and what you put out. All right, and so that makes up your entirety, your entire being. And I want to talk about why I think it's so important. So with that being said, before we get into the dive in this video, man, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you hit that like button, man, and let's continue with this discussion, man. So today, and I do want to preface this by saying this is one day after the shooting of Takeoff, and so I do want to say and put out my condolences to the entire family, because that is a situation that is sad, and that almost ties into what I'm going to talk about today. And I do want to say one thing about that, because I didn't want this video to just be about that, because I don't really like speaking on things like that. Not yet. I don't feel 100% comfortable because all the information isn't out yet. But I will say this: that's one reason why it's important to watch who you hang out with, because situations like this happen to good people and happens to the people who are minding their own business, man. Takeoff was somebody, I feel like, from what I've seen, most of the time, he's always the person I've seen with the shades on, chilling, just minding his own business, man, and just trying to make it. That's what, from what I've seen, that's what I have gathered just by looking from the outside. I don't know him like that, you know that, but that's what I've seen personally. Now let's get back to the topic at hand. Making sure you cut out those negative people in your life, and make sure that you cut out the people who are trying to bring you down. And I say that because most of the time, man, a lot of us we have a mission. And most of the time, when you start getting on your mission, one thing happens, man. When you really get deep inside that passion, you start to be what they call antisocial. And it's not on purpose. It's because you're so busy trying to do what you know you need to do in order to be where you know you want to be and need to be. All right. And so a lot of the times when people see progress in your life, you're going to get people trying to bring you down, and you're going to get people who want to attach to you. And you have what we call this crowd mentality. Once you start doing good, everybody else want to bring you down. And a lot of the times that can be misconstrued with people thinking that, oh, you're too good for me now. Now that you working, now that you doing this, now you're too good to hang out with me now. Now you're too good to do this with me now. Look, I keep my circle small. Anyways, I never really had a big circle of homies, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really thankful for that, because I don't really need those problems in my life. I don't want those problems. Most of the people I hang out with, they don't turn up all the time. They chilling, they working, they doing what they need to do to get themselves better. They self-improving, which is great. You know, I got a homeboy right now, man. He lost a crazy amount of weight, doing really, really good. And I just want to say I'm proud of all of them. All right. And so back on track. I say all this to say that you got to stay focused on the prize, man. You got to stay focused on what you got to do. And you don't want to leave a situation when it's too late, because it's too late, right? So you need to get out of that situation before it's too late. You have different, like, I can bring this in, the same conversation can be brought into different avenues. Stay with me right here, because you can talk about when you got guys, when you got friends who you know are doing wrong all the time, and then you get caught up with them in something. You may not get in trouble, but you might be the one to catch a stray bullet. You might be the one to get in trouble for something that you had no business. And I got an uncle right now who's been locked up for many years because he was hanging out with the wrong people. I had never met him, hear about him all the time, letters, but never seen him. Simply because wrong time, wrong place. And sometimes you just can't help it. I remember a situation happened probably about a couple of months ago. Dude just started spraying in grocery stores, man. Senseless violence is happening all the time. Like situations like that, what can you do? The main thing to do is try to minimize the probability of that happening. Try not to put yourself in a situation where you know you may be in the wrong place in the wrong time. Sometimes things happen that are just out of our control and it's just nothing we can do about it. But sometimes you know when you're hanging out with people you shouldn't be hanging out with. And a lot of times you are the one who gets outcast, even though the behavior of others should be what is outcast, right? We always promote bad behavior. We always promote the people who mean us harm. For what? For what? I don't understand that. And the people out here who actually are trying to better themselves are the ones who are being outcast and labeled as some kind of, I don't know, being labeled as somebody who you shouldn't follow. And so young kids start recognizing and looking up to the people who are participating in this bad behavior. Instead, they should be looking up to the ones who have been outcast for being the smart kids in class, being the nerds in class, being the ones who are always on time. That's the behavior that should really be uplifted, but we don't do that. We don't do that. We always uplift the bad behavior. And in terms of being in the Black community, being that one who is always smart, being that one who does get all the good grades, being that one who talks proper. But I don't talk proper, so I don't have that problem. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. It's always the good behavior that is not promoted. And I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't get it. We always say and preach that we want change, but every time that we look around, we never promote the people who are advocating for that change. We never do that. It's always the person who gets in trouble all the time. Is always the person who does something bad. We always promote the bad behavior. Everybody look up to the guy who does the bad behavior. And for me, I don't understand. I wish somebody could sit down and explain that to me. That is always looked up to in our community. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, I don't want to touch on this one thing and then I'm be done with it. With my rant for today. A lot of the times, right, when somebody actually makes it out, the person who gets left behind feels some type of way. And once you come back, that's when things seem to pop off the most. All right. And I'm just an average guy, man. I'm just an average guy. I'm just speaking from what I've seen. All right. I'm not one of these YouTubers. I haven't sat down at the 1,000-hour research on. I don't do this full time. I got to go to work in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a guy trying to make it. That's all I am. That's all I am. And we're going to continue to try to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say one more thing real quick. I'm going to say one more thing. We have to come to a point in a community where we determine that a lot of the times we are our own worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there are a lot of issues in the Black community. That's a lot of issues, homie. That's a lot of issues. But at the end of the day, the people who are trying to resolve the issues and the people who are really trying to get out of these, you know what I'm saying, these stereotypical situations are the ones who are just cast aside, and the cycle continues, man. The cycle continues. But look, that's all I got for today. Another topic for another day will be tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Look, I hope y'all have an amazing day. Continue working, continue grinding, continue working on yourself. I'll see y'all in the next one.